What are y'all doing? I missed y'all yesterday. The meeting went amazing. Really amazing. So I'm kind of excited to see what's gonna happen. I can't really tell y'all much more than that, but you know what I can tell you? After the meeting, I stumbled into a store that had the 𝗕𝗏𝘂𝘁𝗆 concealer. And I took off, I had literally just had the tiniest amount of concealer underneath my eyes, so I wiped that off so we could try this out. And by the way, I have had this red lip on since 7:30 a.m. I don't know what time it is now, but this looks like I just applied it. Now, one thing I am gonna touch up about the lips is I did 2 shades of the Kiko Milano Unlimited Double Touch. So I have this shade, which is 109 in the center to make it more bright. And then kind of as the liner, I used shade 107. So I'm just gonna grab a little bit more of the gloss and just touch up a little bit. I've gotten so many compliments on this lip today. 11 out of 10. So here we go. Let's open it together. They were sold out, and I hope that I was able to swatch this shade, but I knew that it was really slim pickings, so I just kind of went with it. But I think that it's going to work. Okay, so it reminds me of the Touche Éclat from YSL. Okay. We got a pin situation. Let's do it this way. 3 hours later. Still not there. There it is. Okay, then we'll just flip it around really quickly. I'm actually gonna let this stop so we can kind of evaluate together. All right, let's try this out. I'm gonna put some here. I feel like it's just I don't know. We'll see, because then I blended it out on my hand and it looked really, really nice. But this is light medium too. All right, C32. Let's blend it out. See, because then it blends out really nicely, and that's why I was like, okay, this will work. Ooh, I like how hydrating it is. I feel like it might just be a hair too warm. It smells like skincare. It smells like natural skincare. That's a good way to put it. You know, that kind. And then it dries down and really starts to adjust though. But I was saying, do you know that kind of, I don't know, like nut oil smell? Like it almost smells like castor oil maybe, or some other kind of nut oil that I've smelled before. Very natural smell. It's not something I really like, but it's not enough to be like, oh no, I don't like this. But you know what? It's very, very light coverage. And I think that's why the color didn't matter as much. We'll look at it in natural lighting too. I'm staying in, obviously, in a tall building. So we'll look at it. Yeah, because it's matching there perfectly. I don't know, I'm not sold. I feel like it just kind of blend it away. Let's try to layer it just a little bit more. Yeah, that's interesting. Not that it's not that I remember. If I don't like something, that does not mean that it's not a good product. Let's put some extra here on my cheek. And also I used a dense brush, which should definitely keep the pigment. But I'm not. It has a luminous finish for sure. It's very dewy, which I like dewy, but it doesn't feel heavy whatsoever. We're gonna have to look at it in natural lighting. Let me put some extra on this cheek and we'll go over to a window to evaluate. Let me put it over here. I'm gonna need more. All right, here we are in natural lighting. Now I don't have powder on, but when a product is really super, I can't explain. God, I wish I'd went to be a scientist for makeup, Lord have mercy. But I always know that when a product has this more natural smell to it, it's going to lay on my skin in particular, maybe not yours. It's going to lay on it like this. And you can see that it's not even about the match. It blends in fine. But I'm going to take this off. I'm going to show you my Natasha Denona concealer. I'll just take off one side. And then we'll compare with that one because that one's my favorite. But this is not what my skin normally looks like. I'm not loving it. I normally don't use makeup wipes, but Ben's in a meeting in the other room and I didn't want to disturb him. So I found this one in the bathroom. So let's just take off this side. Yeah. For some reason I knew that I wasn't going to like this formula because obviously this is so personal. Oh my God. We are not gonna dislike this product. In fact, just to be so fair, I'm gonna buy another shade in it. I will say it did look lighter. I swatched a few of them. That one was the closest. But y'all know we're gonna give it a fair shot. Okay, let's let that dry down. Look at them freckles. All right, so I'm just gonna take my Natasha Denona. And I like this one because it's just so thin, and I'm gonna even use less of it. I also don't like pen concealers normally. Let me put the lid back on that one. So let me wipe this off. Where is Sheila? She done ran away. She was just here. All right, we're okay though. Y'all see me blend this a billion times. Let me blend it out and we'll just go compare over there. And another reason I do love Natasha Denona because her range and undertones are delightful. Let me get the C42 for the rest. And then I want you to see it in the natural lighting and just how much smoother it looks on my skin. So already here, I just feel like this is just too emollient. It's too... Wet isn't the right word because wet's not a bad thing. I actually like the color. I actually like the way it's matching my shoulder. I almost feel like this one looks a little too light compared to my shoulder. But what I don't like is when you have a foundation that's this, just say emollient. That's a good way to put it. What it does is it just kind of stays on top of the skin. And when you have that kind of sitting on, and I know that we're not going to say that I have texture. That's not what I'm saying. But when it kind of sits there on something that, let's just say that normally isn't there. So when look at how blurred that side is. I feel like this is just wild for this Natasha Denona one. But I almost feel like I need a darker shade than this looking here. But I was saying a lot of the time we think, especially for balanced to dry skin, the more hydration, the better it's going to be. But sometimes when it has these oils and this so super emollient texture, it just kind of sits there and it doesn't do what it could do if it had scaled back on certain things. So this one, man, again, I'll get one more shade. I will say I swatched them. This one was the closest. Okay, because if I go lighter, then I'm going to wind up just really enhancing things. So let's go look at natural lighting. All right, get in there. Natural lighting. Look at that difference. I could smell it. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. I actually don't even like the way it looks underneath my eye either. Look at that. Sometimes... Kind of lay down and just take a little nap. Sometimes we think that more oils and more creamy and more juicy is going to be good. But sometimes, because this Natasha Denona it kind of is self-setting, so what that means is it has a little bit of the powder, but really also what that means is that the skin is just kind of, it lays so beautifully on top of the skin. I'm not, oh no, that looks so different. But you know what? I actually do like the color. I feel like it matches really, really nicely, especially if I hold it out like this, kind of as a whole. This side looks brighter, but this side would need some more bronzer. But speaking of bronzer, I forgot my bronzer at home, and I had to get another one, so I bought shade 4. Y'all know how I love the YSL bronzer? I bought shade 4, and it is so red and so delicious. I love it. Let's put some more of that on. Moral of the story, I wish that y'all could smell this through the screen, but anytime I use something that has this particular smell, I don't like it on my skin. And that is completely personal. But that being said, I'm not really sure that this is, I feel like there might be something better. Even if you have very dry skin, there are still things that I would recommend before this. But that being said, if you already are trying this and you're loving it, my word means nothing, okay? Remember that. I want to inform you, but I never want you to just think that my way or the highway, because that is not what makeup is. Makeup is so personal, and that's what makes it so much fun until you're covered in it like I am. But we're here to have fun. All right, let's fix this side and put our bronzer on. I'm about to have to hop in another meeting. By the way, our C32 is almost sold out. Like, there's literally just a few units left. So I wasn't even going to talk about it, but that guy that works across the hall from me was like, hey, you should let them know. That guy being Ben. The guy across the hall. At home, our office, I call it my office, but it's a makeup dungeon because it's pitch black because I film in there. And there's just a ton of makeup. And then he's across the hall. Oh, that looks so good. This is my favorite concealer. I'm gonna whisper it. I love it. C42 to blend everything else. Nice. No more texture. And then I want to use this blush. This has such a neon quality to it. I brought this one with me. It's such a cool color. And these last. I love this formula. I like other blush formulas more, but I do love this particular color. Coral and a red lip. Why not? Makeup is fun. And then we'll do our bronzer. And then I gotta hop on the meeting. Oh, delightful. I love makeup. I miss hanging out with y'all. Tomorrow we're going to a makeup conference. I'm excited. I get to walk around and look at makeup. And then here's the bronzer. I don't know how I left it. Okay, this is shade, just double check. Yeah, it's shade 4, but I said I want to be telling you wrong, me buying something else. It has a really nice amount of red. And I believe that one of y'all told me to get this shade. So it's really, this one's definitely more pigmented, but just a light tap. Let me show you. I gotta teach you the taps. And we're not even in dance lessons. So this is what I do, okay? C40, and then I just go right towards the front, okay? Just one tap. And then it was perfect. I wore it last night. My hair's shellacked down. And then I'm gonna do one more little tiny tap, and then I'm just gonna add some kind of there. And then along my jawline. One tap it over here. And then remember, I don't have on a whole lot of concealer, so I don't really have to worry about really pressing it in. I have on a very small amount for me. So I'm going to use this very loved, oh, look at that. Oh, I love this powder. This is the Kosas one, and this is shade Candy. This is the pink one. And then the brush is coming very soon. And then we actually have another something coming tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. But I can just press it in just a tiny, because if I had on more concealer than this, I would reach for a loose powder and a puff. Randomly had that right there. But when you're wearing these very small amounts, you can get away with just setting like this. Isn't this powder gorgeous? I'm gonna brighten a little bit more there. This a filter. It's a filter floating around me. I love this powder and I just can't get enough of it. All right, my friends, my meeting's literally about to start, so I gotta go. I'm gonna set over here off camera. I love you all so much. Don't forget, I am traveling and I'm here for business meetings. So I'm gonna try to hop on with y'all more often, but I'm a little extra busy because I'm literally traveling for work. But yeah, I'll keep y'all updated. I love you so much. I'm so glad we got to try this together. I'm gonna buy another shade, but I will say I did swatch them and this was the closest. So maybe this one, maybe I'll just have to give up on this one. So it was expensive. All right, I love you with all of my heart. I'm posting tonight. It's gonna be such a fun post. I'm so excited to post it. So I'm gonna set a reminder, click that reminder, and I'll see you in the comments.